Welcome, one and all. The IPM is officially about to start to share ideas and features with all who would take part. Take in as much as you can, observe, and use what you will learn here. Observe progressive agribusiness in this special IBM 2018 year. Opportunities sometimes masquerade as work, but later are measured and recognized in teams of unsurpassed teamwork. The IPM and Rural Expo is definitely here and within everyone's reach. And to many, it is an excellent opportunity to teach. On each of us depends the future of all of us. The colors of my uniform will give you a glimpse of part of the story of agriculture in the municipality of Chatham-Kent, which, upon your visit, you will find most evident. Green depicts Chatham-Kent's tapestry of abundant, productive agricultural fields and displays. Blue represents Chatham-Kent's many historic rivers, splendid lakes, and beautiful bays. Gold symbolizes Chatham-Kent's residents, each working, playing, and volunteering in so many ways. Our citizens continue to roll up their sleeves in volunteer labor, being the epitome of a good neighbor. Thus, the colors of green, blue, and gold, which I proudly wear, will give you a visual taste of one of the finest municipalities found anywhere, the municipality of Chatham-Kent. We are on the brink of a unique opportunity to show the many benefits of playing, working, and living in this municipality. Success is where preparation and opportunity meet. Welcome to this 2018 International Plowing Match and Rural Expo. Ready? Allons-y! Let's go!
You never know if you're supposed to yell after our town crier comes on stage. But here we are to kick off the festivities. Hi, everyone. My name is Greg Hetherington from CKXS Radio.
And my name's Chris McLeod from CKSY Radio. We are competitors, but we come together today to kick off the International Plowing Match and Rural Expo. And unlike other competitors on the stage, we didn't spend the night together earlier this week. So... we will introduce you to each and every one here on the stage. I did want to welcome Frank Verkuterin, the chair of the 1979 International Plowing Match, the last time it was in Chatham-Kent.
You haven't aged at all, Frank. You look fabulous. We've got several things to do here, so we want to move along this program. First of all, we want to bring to you a school choir. And we have put together the Chatham-Kent Secondary School Choir to perform tonight for you, or I should say this afternoon for you. Please welcome them to our stage. Please be seated. Thank you. We have many welcomes. I've seen many events in this community in the past 30 years, and I don't know if I've seen a star-studded lineup like this one we put together for you today with dignitaries that have traveled here to be a part of this special day. I'd like to start off by welcoming the Walpole Island First Nations Chief. Please welcome Chief Muskokeman.
Bonjour. Muskokeman, Dishnakaz, Mompi, Bikejwan Territory. I'm Gima for Walpole. I'm the chief, but when I said this is Bikejwan Territory, even though we call it Walpole Island First Nation. First of all, I'm really honored to meet the Premier. He looks a lot better in person. And I got to let him know that I don't drink, so I'm not into that dollar beer as well. But again, that's. But this is our territory, and what I'm here to say is that back in 1900s, Henry Ford gave us farm implements, started our own farming, so we entered the farming business. Now we have one of the largest farms in Ontario, so to speak. Its name is Taganing Enterprises. Along with that, we still hunt, fish, gather our medicines, and also our main job is stewards of this land, this territory you're in. Our job is to make sure that our practices still are here for future generations, and we look at 7 generations. In saying that, our practice is to ensure that we create partnership with the local municipality, and I like to mention Mayor Hope. He did a lot. He's behind the scenes, but again, it's something that we're very proud of, establishing partnerships, and also with the mainstream. In order to keep the sustainability moving, we have to establish relationships with the Premier and everybody. We're not here to kick you off our land. We're in here to provide a family unit, work together to maintain longevity and take care of Mother Earth, because Mother Earth will take care of you. So in our language, I like to say, Minudat Nagum, which means welcome, and enjoy the 2018 International Plowing Match. Miigwech.
Thank you, Chief. Next up, the chairs of the 2018 International Plowing Match and Rural Expo, and Toby Kobe too. Toby will return. Darren Caniff and Leon Leclerc.
Thank you so much for being here. This is awesome, looking out and seeing so many people out in a farmer's field celebrating agriculture. So welcome to Chatham-Kent. We're so happy to see everybody here. This is a perfect example of community coming together. We've had hundreds of businesses step up, over 1,000 volunteers, tens of thousands of volunteer hours, all to put this together, all to celebrate agriculture. We have 850 acres here. When you look a month ago, it was a farmer's field. Now it's a city with water, electricity, all these wonderful things here. So as a city slicker, back over 3 years ago, we started talking about this, and I got involved. And then I said, a city slicker can't be running this all by himself, so I had to come talk to a farmer. So this is where Leon came in. I said, Leon, hey, I'll run it if you run it. Said, so sure. So coming into it, though, my biggest fear was rain. As we all know that you can deal with heat, you can do a lot of things, but when it's pouring rain like last year, I don't know who was there at the last match last year that experienced the downpour the first day. So when I saw this sunshine, I thought, this is amazing. We're being looked on from above on this one. But Leon assured me, he said, rain, don't worry about it. He's dealt with it for 30 years in his farming, so he said, rain, no problem. Anyway, I'll pass it over to Leon now.
Thanks, Darren. Well, I did cheat a little bit. I did take Mother Nature out last week for a prime rib and some wine. So just in case we had an issue. But I don't know where we start for the thank yous. You know, if it wasn't for the landowners, we wouldn't have this. Oh, wait a minute. If we didn't have the sponsors, we wouldn't have this. If the municipality wouldn't have stepped up, we wouldn't have this. We wouldn't have you guys here. We wouldn't have this. And most of all, the volunteers. I am here to tell you, to the volunteers, I pledge going forward, you need help in the future. You need job references. I will work with any of you. I will set up a business with any of you. I will lend any of you money, anything. You guys were awesome. Darren spoke briefly about the city, urban, rural. In Chatham-Kent, we do sometimes experience this. Ontario experiences even larger. I said it to a few people here in the chairs. I've said it in the last few meetings, any functions, media. In Chatham-Kent, rural-urban divide is crap. We are together. We are a community. Without each other, no one wins. There are no success stories. So we may be a small percentage in the population, but we all work together. We create jobs. You help us supply your inventory. So please celebrate knowing a farmer. Celebrate being in Ontario. Celebrate being a Canadian. We have a lot of advantages. So thank you on that. And I'm all about thank yous. Thank you for coming. And enjoy. And you need any help, yank on a volunteer shirt. Thank a volunteer when you see him walking through the aisles. Thank everyone. And we are a welcoming community. You see somebody on the road, 4 ways on, look lost. Don't beep the horn at them and holler at them. Stop. Help them find their way here. Thank you.
Just about ready to hit up Leon for an interest-free loan for 5 years. For those that don't know, if you look around here, if you're not from the community of Chatham-Kent, how many of you are not from Chatham-Kent? Can I hear some applause? Wow. Leon just lives around the corner. The name of his farm is the Hidden Hills Farm. It's all making sense to you all now. We continue with our special dignitaries. I'd like to call now the president of the Ontario Plowmen's Association to come up and say a few words, David Murray. David?
Thank you very much. Premier Ford, members of the House and other distinguished guests. Wow, it's really hard to believe that we're here on the first day of the International Plowing Match and Rural Expo. Looking back over the past 2 years, the Ontario Plowmen's Association and the local IPM 2018 committee met many times to bring us to this point. It's a really exciting time for Chatham-Kent to be able to host this wonderful event. I got to say hats off to the many committee chairs, the volunteers that have come together to make this happen. Again, a special thank you to everyone involved. I was at the volunteer orientation a week or so ago, 600-800 people there, all excited and energetic to make this happen, and now we're here. Also, we need to recognize and thank the Sterling family of this community for their inspiration and passion to bring this plowing match to Pancor. We also And along with that, we need to thank the Chatham-Kent Plowmen's Association for their support in this initiative as well. We've got 5 days of exciting events for everyone to enjoy, from horse plowing, tractor plowing. We've got a rodeo over there. We've got dancing tractors over on that side. There's a lifestyles and tons of stage entertainment. Also, please support our exhibitors. We also need to say thanks to some real important presenting partners. The Bank of Montreal, Hydro One puts in all those hydro poles and wires you see out there, Ontario Mutual Insurance, and to many other sponsors, and to the provincial government with their support through the Celebrate Ontario. So thank you to the Ontario government. Across the street we have a park there with all our supporters listed on the sign, so do go over and take a look. and say thank you to those people if you see them around the match. Enjoy your time here and make this the most enjoyable match you've ever attended. Thank you.
One of the things we've got this year that is a little different than in past years is we're going to try to break some world records. Guinness is on site, so we have some Guinness records we are going to attempt to break. The world's largest Caesar tomorrow. So you got to come back tomorrow. We have a bunch of them today. We're going to try the most people carrying an egg on a spoon. We're looking for 1,700 people. That's going to happen at our world record tent, which is going to start with registration at 1:30. If you want to give it a shot, if you're good at balancing, or if you just want to help out, we need some help with that. That gets underway at 1:30 registration, 2 o'clock. We will start the balancing. Speaking of balancing, next up, the Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford.
Wow. How you doing, folks? How you doing? Boy, this is just amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. Boy, what a real boost it is for our team to come by Chatham-Kent. Tell you, the most down-to-earth, real people I've seen in the province, the most hospitable people anywhere. We brought our whole team down here, as you can see. I think, 66 people came down, and we have some supporters out there. Hello, folks, how you doing? So, my friends, I'm delighted to welcome you to the International Plowing Match to join us here today. And thank you to the people, again, of Chatham-Kent, including your all-star MVP, Rick Nichols. Where are you, Nick? Rick, there you are. What a great guy he is. You know, Monty McNaughton, another champion. By the way, we have all-stars on our team. I give them all the credit for what we're doing. You know, Monty McNaughton once told me, an outstanding Minister of Infrastructure, by the way, and an amazing local MPP, once told me, you haven't experienced all of Ontario until you've experienced this local hospitality. And I can tell you, Monty, the hospitality has been absolutely incredible here. So thank you. If you want to see the lifeblood of Ontario's economy, all you have to do is drive through southwestern Ontario. You can see it for yourself. The farmers, the factory towns, the small business owners, local workers, working hard to pay their bills, to create jobs, and to make ends meet. These are the industries, these are the businesses, the farmers and the workers who put Ontario on the map, who fueled Ontario's economic boom times and who are prepared to lead and create jobs once again. I've spoken to hundreds and hundreds of farmers and farm workers as I've traveled across Ontario. And they tell me they are proud of what they do, and as they should be. My friends, I'll tell you, I love farmers. Some of the hardest working people we have in the province. Proud to, I do, I absolutely love them. Actually, when we're going in the parade there, I was telling our team, you know, don't get me wrong, I love Toronto, but sometimes I call it the bubble. You have to get out of the bubble because there's a world outside of Toronto. I said, what a boost it is for our team to come to a great place like Chatham-Kent. It's absolutely amazing. They're proud to help create jobs, to contribute to trade, and to help our economy grow. But they are sick and tired of the red tape, the regulations that make it impossible to grow and expand their business. My friends, you talk about red tape, the last Liberal regime left us with these are staggering numbers, by the way, 385,000 regulations. That's a shame, absolutely. But don't worry, we're working on that. We put a task force together, but we don't talk about it. We get the job done, and we're going to cut those regulations. And I am so proud to have a former farmer like Ernie Hardeman as my Minister of Agriculture, Food, and Rural Affairs. What a great guy Ernie is. Because, my friends, when it comes to farmers, nobody at Queen's Park gets it the way Ernie does. My friends, that is why we're going to cut the red tape and regulations that are holding you back. And that is why we're committed to increasing the risk management program cap for our supply management sectors. And that is why I'll be going down to Washington, D.C. to meet with our federal officials and make the case that any NAFTA deal must protect Ontario jobs in both auto and agriculture sectors. And I won't mix words when I go down there, because farm jobs are not a bargaining chip, not now, not ever at all. One way we can help is by giving rural Ontario more access to cheap and reliable natural gas. When I crisscrossed this province, that's all I heard from the farmers. We need the natural gas. And my friends, when you have a Minister of Infrastructure like Monty McNaughton, when you have a Minister of Energy like Greg Rickford, and you have a Minister of Agriculture like Ernie Hardeman, you can be sure that rural and northern Ontario are going to be looked after under this administration. It all starts with trusting the private sector, who are real experts when it comes to the expansion of natural gas. Under the Liberals, drastically limited private sector involvement in natural gas expansion. Instead, they demanded a $100 million program, stuck cost on the backs of the taxpayers, and all run out of a centralized bureaucracy in Toronto to decide who gets natural gas. All while the private sector was stuck on the sidelines waiting to come on in and help everyone, ready and willing to do its part and make the investments, and to take the burden off the taxpayers. We know there's a better way. In the last election, we promised to enable privately funded natural gas expansion, to expand natural gas access to more communities in rural and northern Ontario. We introduced legislation tomorrow, but today I'm proud to say, promises made, promises kept. We're making it possible and more affordable to switch to natural gas, to pay less to heat homes and run businesses. This new program, led by the private sector, would provide natural gas to as many as 78 communities, 33,000 new households across all of rural and northern Ontario, and better still, when combined with our canceling of the worst tax ever, the cap and trade carbon tax, our plan will ensure natural gas bills will still be going down, not up like previous years, but going down $80 a year in savings for families, $285 a year for small businesses. Giving more communities access to lower cost energy will mean more money in the pockets of farmers, families, and small businesses, and more jobs throughout rural Ontario. It's all part of our plan to provide real relief, my friends, because you need relief after being taxed to death over the last 15 years. More relief to farmers, to families, and businesses. And to tell the world that Ontario is open for business. My friends, as I've always said, in every town I visited, a new day has dawned in Ontario, a day of opportunity and prosperity and growth, the likes of which this province has never seen. Prosperity for every rural family, prosperity for every farmer in this great province. I thank you, God bless you, and help is on the way. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Premier of Ontario. I feel like we're supposed to vote tomorrow or something. And I still can't believe Leon Leclerc spoke before the Premier today. This is still baffling to me.